going to go over a few different fighting concepts, namely how to get to the inside of the fighter, how to get to the outside of the fighter, how to close distance, and how to create distance. So let's start by looking at closing the distance on the outside. And the easiest ways to do this is just to step up and push the hands inside. This is soft hand inward block. If you do traditional karate, you'll probably learn the whole thing with the chamber, hand up, step into a forward stance, do a hard block. Same thing on the other side. In soft style kung fu, instead of doing that hard block, a lot of times I'll just use an open hand and push. And instead of using the forearm, you can use the palm and push. There's advantages and disadvantages. Main advantage is this is usually a lot faster. It'll get there. This takes more time. It's slower, but it hits with a bone against one of theirs. And if you practice regularly on something like the Wing Chun dummy or do some forearm conditioning, usually that strike will hurt their arm. Sometimes cause it to go numb, and that can be an advantage. So it's good to know both. I personally prefer the soft hand block. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's do 10 on each side. So what I'm going to do is step up at a 45-degree angle. What I'm going to do is step up into a forward stance. This leg forward, this leg back, this leg bent where you can't see the knee. And then turn into a sort of modified forward stance at a 45-degree angle and hit. So I go here and turn my body. 2. I'll do that pivot all at once. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Do it on the other side. I can use that same technique. Instead of moving to the outside of their arms from around the back of their head and their kidneys, I can also use it to move to the inside of the arms, hitting with a vertical punch to move to the inside. So now let's use it to move to the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now once we did the inward block, let's go ahead and do the outward block. And we do the same thing. We can either move towards the outside of the body, or we can use it towards the inside of the body. Let's go ahead and work the inside. So I'm going to step up. Arms are generally close together. So if you want to, you can chamber like you would in a hardstyle martial art. I personally just like to circle my arm upwards and hit it. Again, you can do it with a closed fist or an open hand. Doesn't matter. Just do whatever you prefer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so let's look at some cool techniques that go to the outside. I'm going to start off with a technique out of Kenpo called Clown Panther. So this one starts up that same step forward with the inward block. This other hand is going to do an outward block. In Kenpo, we also do what's called a wipe off, where as you step back, you sort of push your hand on your elbow, and as you do the outward block, you wipe down the other arm. So if they grab your wrist or grab onto you, you sort of wipe that person off as you step back to create your distance, getting away from them. So that outward block is often used to create distance. And you can use that to throw kicks to the side, to move punches out of the way. If you're not ready to go in close and you feel like you still need to keep space, that's a good way to do it. So let's step up and just do 10 outward blocks. Unless we were going to do this on the inside, didn't I? Okay. So let's step up and do it to the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So now let's put those two together. I want to step up towards the outside of the body. So what you want to do is step at a 45-degree angle to the outside of their body and push their hand out of the way. I highly recommend pushing towards the elbow if you're doing a soft hand block. Controlling that joint really seems to help. If you're using a hard block, I recommend aiming for the center of the muscle in the arm. It's where it seems to be the most likely to kind of give it that frogging effect and make it go numb. If you can hit it kind of with a hammer fist or with your forearm. For this one, we're not trying to hit really hard. It's not our main hit. We're just setting up a strike. And that's what we want to do is we want to step up, inward block, outward block, just with that wipe off motion from the elbow, come up to the outward block. From there, we want to do what in Wing Chun they would call jut sao, where we basically just jerk the hand down to make sure the arm's out of the way. Kind of works out as one motion because what you're going to do is wipe down your arm, you'll hit their arm, and then you'll slide down your arm to the grab. Except for what I'm going to grab. I'm going to use the sticky fingers principle instead, where your hand just seems to stick. And then as soon as it does, I'm going to do a ridge hand strike straight back to the throat. Right? So what we do is we step in, we do this inward block, this outward block, jut sao, ridge hand. Let's do that 10 times. Do it slowly. 1, inward block, slide down the elbow, outward block, jut sao, strike. 2, 3, left inward block, right outward block, jut sao, ridge hand. 4, 5, 6. What you really want to do in that jut sao too is pivot your foot to create power, kind of pull the body in, and as the body's moving towards you, that's when you strike back. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, we don't have it, and we just do this in the air. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so that's technique moving to the outside. Next, let's do a technique moving to the inside. I was showing that you can do it with an inward block. Let's add a couple of things to that. So just like the inward block, except for instead of stepping into it, I'm already going to be in a fighting stance in this case. I want to kind of do that inward block motion. Then when I hook my hand over, just kind of wrap it around the arm, and at the same time push out. And so what that does is it catches the arm, grabs it, and slings the arm outwards. So this arm kind of goes this way. So right after I do that, I do it with the other hand. So what happens is they're in a fighting stance. This hand gets scooped and thrown this way. This hand gets scooped and thrown this way. Both their hands are wide open and you're on the inside of the body. I like to start with the right hand if you're fighting in a orthodox stance, not a southpaw stance. So now do that hook hand right over, hook hand right over. They're wide open at that point. So that's when I like to rush in and slam in with an elbow. So let's do that 10 times on both sides. So let's start with the left foot forward, right foot back. Just get into a shallow, comfortable fighting stance. You can be in a bladed stance or a soft bow or a forward stance, whatever's more comfortable for the style you practice. You hook, hook, elbow. And you'll notice to get around this arm, because the Wing Chun doesn't move, I have to do a pretty large step to the side. That is quite a bit of power. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 9. Hook, hook. You can elbow high, elbow stomach, whatever. And 10. Other side. I think I'm going to go for a high elbow this time just because I don't have to work around the arm as much. And that's the great thing about Dummy too, is it teaches you how to adjust if your opponent doesn't move. Because it ain't going to go far. I don't have the frame on mine because I left it outside too long and one of the pegs broke, so now I can't put it up on it. But still use it a lot. Very useful tool. 1. Left hook, right elbow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's why I'm moving to the outside, we'll move to the inside, but everything so far has been closing the distance. Sometimes we might want to create the distance, get away if we want to run away or something like that, right? So let's look at some of those. Now, just like before, we can do the inward, outward, but before we grab them, pulled them into us, and kept them close. This time I'm going to do the complete opposite. As soon as we're here, our palms loaded up, this hand's already here, we're just going to shove them away. And that might give us the chance we need to run away or go get help if that's all we're trying to do. Alright, so let's do that 10 times. 1, inward block, outward block, push with both hands. You see those forms where they do those butterfly strikes? That's not some fancy strike, that's, you know, that's the position you're in, so that's where you strike. That's what you have. And you take advantage of what's in front of you at that moment. 2. Inward block, outward block. I got thinking about butterfly strikes. I've done them so many times in forms. 3, because that's a great example of where to use them. 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, block, outer block, and check. And 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3. Inward block, outward block, push away. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, so let's do one more creating distance. This time, let's grab with the first hand and the second hand. So what's going to happen here is we're doing this out block, but we're doing what in Kenpo they would call an extended outer block, where after you do the block and it hits, you keep twisting their hand around to the grab. So whenever you see these blocks where they turn around to the fist and it looks real weird, that's what's happening there is they're hitting and they're coming through and they're grabbing the hand. It's not still a punch, it's I clenched, I grabbed something. Okay, now after I do that, I'm going to step up. My second hand's going to grab the elbow. So at this point, I got a hold of the wrist, I got a hold of the elbow, and I'm on the outside. Once I have that control, I should be able to step forward and use that arm as a lever to kind of control them and keep them away from me. As long as you pull back on the wrist and push on the arm, you're going to hyperextend the arm and it's going to cause pain. And you can use pain compliance to a certain extent. Some people can resist it. You're going to have to be ready for any change, but it will put you in a good position to start off. Okay, so that 10 times. 1, so step up, the right foot, doing the left outer block, grab with the hand, grab with the other hand, drag this left foot back, step, pull with the left hand, and push with the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Other side. 1. Don't have as much room to move on this side. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Okay. And of course, that's just one option because you have that second grab. You could grab a bunch of places to make that not as nice. For example, I could come up here, reach up, grab here, and pull down on it all up with the elbow, and that's really going to hurt. Of course, you could also just keep going and break the arm, and that would probably be just as bad. So, let's move on and do at least one more technique. I'm trying to think of what I want to do for today. Let's do one more, moving to the inside. These fork extended blocks. Like using those some. So the fork extended block, you step up, you bring your hands up between your arms, and you kind of fork them out with double outer blocks. So you come up between the arms, and you open them here. So now again, you're inside the body. These are Wing Chun Deving. Wing Chun's all about chain punches. So let's do one called Hands of Fu Manchu out of Kenpo. It's a brown belt technique, and it kind of uses some chain punches that will go pretty well. We'll only do it on one side, but we'll do it 10 times. If you want to step up left, do our fork extend block, bring them out. Once the hands are out like that, we can do a palm up, chop into the neck, then palm down, chop to the neck with the other hand. So we've done fork extend block, opened, and we've hit them 2 times right off the bat, and we're already loaded for this third punch. So now as we're hitting with a fist, we're folding this hand in, getting ready for another back fist. And then we're just walking them backwards with this combination. Stepping in with a vertical, stepping up a little bit with a back fist, stepping with a vertical, step up with a back fist. Until we think they've had enough, and then we're going to finish off with a vertical. Usually when you see the technique, it's open up here, 2 chops, and then you'll see a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the finish. So that's what we'll do is 5 strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So a couple more strikes from the chops. So open up. 7 strikes total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. First strike is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fork extended block. Palm up chop. Palm down chop. Straight punch, back fist, straight punch, back fist, and straight punch. I'm not too worried about the terms because they'll be different for almost every style you take, whether you take a Chinese Kung Fu or a traditional karate or a Korean style martial art. The term is always going to change with the language that style came from, even if it's the same technique. So just call it what's easiest for you to remember it by. 5, chop, chop, vertical, back fist, vertical, vertical. 6, open up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6. And if you're working on the dummy, you've kind of got to slow down so you don't hurt yourself. Getting that, and you can wear gloves so you can put a little more force into it. But let's do the last 4 in the air. 7. That's where you can work on your speed a little bit. 8. You can also work a little bit better on the constant shuffling forward. You'll notice whenever I do this technique, as I hit, I'm pivoting forward. As I hit with the front hand, I'm digging in a little bit. And as I hit, I pivot forward. As I hit with that front, with the same hand of the front leg, I dig in just a little bit, constantly moving forward. 7. 8. 9. And I'll do the last one. And 10. Okay, that's it for today. Just a few self-defense defenses, how to move to the inside, how to move to the outside, and a couple of defenses out of Chuan Fa that I like. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit like and subscribe. I've done a lot of forms over the last year. I'm kind of wanting to do more tutorials. So comment, let me know what kind of lessons you would like to see coming up. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.